So the last video we talked about Ford, the 4 topics of conversation that we could use with just about anybody. Now, using Ford effectively means using these 2 other principles that we're going to study and look to get really good at through role play. That's tell me more and 3 deep. Tell me more and 3 deep. You've heard tell me more before, haven't you? Some of the values, the principles of being a servant leader type real estate agent. Way back in one of our earliest videos, we covered this tell me more. Tell me more is about being interested. Tell me more is about really learning about somebody, right? Tell me more is the mindset to dig just below the surface. Another great example of tell me more is deviating from the basic passing someone in the hallway, passing someone on the street that you know, saying, hey, how are you? Good. How are you? Good. All right, moving on. That awkward, weird, programmed interaction we often do. What you could do with tell me more is, hey, how are you? Good. What's good? What's good about your day-to-day? You can see people's brains short circuit when you do that follow-up question, that tell me more type of question. They're like, they almost wake up like, oh, you actually want to know. Oh my gosh, okay, and now you got them critically thinking, engaging in an actual interaction with you. That's the power of tell me more. When we ask someone a question, we gotta get over this weird surface level sort of question asking we often do in meeting people. Tell me about your family. Great. What do you do for a living? Great. What do you do for fun? Great. What are your hopes and dreams? Great. That is a nightmare. Last video, we asked you to come up with a bunch of different questions to realize all the different topics of conversation that exist under each one of those Ford banners. Really, the great power of Tell Me More in 3 Deep isn't having this checklist pre-programmed under each one. That's not the goal. I just want you to understand all the things you could be talking about, but really you want to use Tell Me More in 3 Deep to just guide you where the conversation takes you. So, it might sound something like, is it just you here at this networking event? No, actually that's my wife over there. Oh great, what's her name? Oh, it's Rachel. Oh great, Rachel. What does Rachel do for a living? Oh, she's a professor at the university. Oh, wonderful. How did you 2 meet? Well, yeah, you know, we actually met at school. Oh, tell me more about that. Tell me more about that story. I need to hear it. Now you got them talking about their love story, how they first met, where was your first date? Come on, tell me more. That's really taking an interest. That's taking an interest in them. And using tell me more to just keep going deeper into that conversation. And I said the word deeper there. We want to use tell me more like a shovel, and the goal is to go at least 3 layers deep into a question. You might say, how's your day? Good. And you may say, what's good about your day? Well, you know, I started going to the gym. Really? Where at? Tell me about that. How did it feel getting started? That's 3 deep. How was your day? Good. What's good about your day? Well, I joined a gym. Oh my gosh, tell me about it. How was it? Do you see how powerful it is that just going 3 deep, we get from the basic surface of my day's good to, oh, something new about a person, something that's going on in their day that's specific that you can learn from. We need to use Tell Me More and 3 Deep together. And really, if you can go deeper than 3, that's powerful. But at a minimum, what you can learn from going at least 3 deep gives you a lot of information to work with to continue a conversation, to continue to connect with someone, to continue to strengthen a relationship. This takes some time. It seems easy enough, but when we're in the thick of it, boy, it's easy to just get surface level, to accidentally start talking about ourselves too much. Remember this statement. The person who controls a conversation isn't who's doing all the talking, it's who's asking the questions. The person who is controlling a conversation isn't who talks the most, it's who's asking the questions. So be the question master. It's amazing how someone will walk away from a conversation with you like that and they'll say to someone else, hey, have you met Connor? I just had the most amazing conversation with him. What an awesome guy. Like, that was a fantastic conversation. they're going to remember me. And the fact is, I just asked them a ton of questions and they got to talk about themselves the whole time. That's powerful. And again, I have all the information about who they are, and with that information, I can make sure I follow up with them based on what I learned. I can make a point to stay in touch with them, and I know who they are and what they're all about. That is a great person to add to my sphere, to my database. If we can go deep at a networking event with 5 people, I'd rather you did that instead of surface level conversation with 10 to 15 to 20 people. In-depth conversation is more powerful than trying to get to everyone in the room and give them 3 minutes of your time. So, in the last video, we challenged you to go about and practice forward. You could do that separately, and maybe you already did. But now, for sure, take forward, take Tell Me More in 3 Deep, and now start going to the people in your office, to your team. If you don't have a team, if it's just you, start going out to people in your community and start practicing this stuff. Make it a point to use forward and see how deep you can go. Let their response guide your Tell Me More based follow-up question. And let the next response guide the next Tell Me More follow-up question. See how deep you can go and what you can learn with these skills. You're going to want to practice them. Like I said, it seems easy, but we can default to how we've been often conversing with people in the past. So, this will require some practice, and I wish you good luck. Like we've said, practice isn't fun, but we need it. So do yourself the justice, go out and practice this. Do 5 people between now and next week at this time. At least 5 people to practice this on. Go get it, and we'll see you for the next Role Play Principle video.